Hello everyone, Austin here with the Limestone Library, and welcome back to another cooking class. Today we're going to be making a chicken sausage orzo pilaf, and we're not using very many ingredients, so again, as we always try to do, it tends to be on the simpler side, but let's take a look at these ingredients and see what we're getting into. So for fresh produce, we just have two Roma tomatoes, a yellow onion, a lemon. We'll primarily be using it for zest, but of course the whole lemon, a clove of garlic. You'll want some chicken stock concentrate or chicken broth concentrate. I just picked up everything at Meijer, which is where you can also find the chicken sausage. We have orzo pasta, similar to a risotto, but as you're going to see later on in the video, it's not as intensive as a risotto to where you have to sort of constantly stir the mixture, and some shredded Parmesan cheese. And aside from that, you're just going to need your essentials: salt, pepper, oil, butter, and that's it. So let's go ahead and preheat our ovens and get these vegetables prepared, and then we'll get started. So you'll want to heat your oven to about 425 degrees. And then when you're preparing your produce, I would cut the tomatoes into about ½ an inch thick wedges. And then I even went a step further, and I cut those in half as well. I got some big tomatoes. So, you're going to prepare them however you want for, because you're the one going to be eating it. So, I just prefer a little bit smaller bits of tomatoes in my pasta. For the onions, just cut them in half, peel them, cut them, nothing special with the onions. We're just looking for just typical like little sections of an onion ring, so you want to cut those up. And then for the garlic, crush them with the side of a knife, and then you can put them in just like a little foil boat. And I've put some oil in there, and then salt and pepper as well, and that's going to go in the oven too. And then you'll want to zest your lemons. If you don't have a lemon zest, you can definitely use like a cheese grater. So you'll want to zest your lemons, cut those in half, stick them on, and then by that time you should be about heated up to 425 degrees. You can stick these in and then move on with the next step. While your veggies and produce are roasting, you'll want to roast those about 20 to 25 minutes, and it varies based on your preference. So 20 to 25 minutes. Remember, when you zest your lemon, just set that zest aside. We are going to use that later. And then you'll want to get a pan ready, just on medium-high heat. And once it's heated up, put some oil in it. Heat that oil up a bit. And then we'll put our chicken sausage in. You can tell when the oil is heated up when it moves very easily around the pan, so we're going to want to wait just a little bit longer. Heat this up just a little bit more. And the chicken sausage is going to cook for about 4 to 6 minutes. At Meijer, it comes to 4 in a package. So we'll use 2 for today. I'm only making 2 servings. And we'll get some oil on that. And once it cooks just a little bit, that's when you can start breaking it up and cook the rest of it. And like I said, about 4 to 6 minutes. Don't overcook it though, and don't break it up too small. You definitely don't want little hard bits in your pasta. You want a little bit of a sear on the meat, and then some give so that it's actually meat and it's just not crunch. Unless you do want that, then go for that. But we'll do this about 4 to 6 minutes. Break this up and then set it aside. And once the chicken and sausage is done, it should look about like that. So larger pieces, you still have some color here for some texture and the sear, but you definitely don't want to overcook it, that's for sure. So it was about 4 to 6 minutes. Once that's done, transfer it to a plate, and then go ahead and melt 2 tablespoons of butter. And Once that is melted, you're probably medium-low heat. Once that is melted, you can put your orzo pasta in. And the one I found at Meijer, it came in a pound. So I'm going to use about half of it. We'll use about 8 ounces of pasta for 2 servings. And yeah, so a very rough eyeball estimate. Not super worried about the exact measurement. And you'll want to just make sure you get good coverage of the butter on the orzo pasta. Bang that off as best as you can. Just good coverage, and then you're just going to toast the orzo pasta for about 2 to 3 minutes. And once that's toasted about 2 to 3 minutes, you'll want to add in your chicken stock concentrate. And the box that I got came with these little packages. I'd estimate that it's an ounce or 2. Probably 1, but it's definitely in between an ounce or 2 of chicken stock concentrate. And then you'll want to slowly, I've already lowered my heat quite a bit, you'll want to just slowly add 2 cups of water. And once you have some water in, you can accelerate that a little bit. Stir all that in there, and you want to bring the heat up, and we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to simmer it uncovered, and we're going to stir occasionally for about 10 to 12 minutes. Oh, and I should mention, it's probably a reflex to add salt at this point. The dish already, with the sausage, with the salt and pepper that we put on the produce, with the salt on the produce, it's already pretty salty, and with the pasta, we've added enough butter. We did add 2 tablespoons of butter plus the chicken stock. You shouldn't, definitely don't salt it at this point, and you can salt to taste afterwards. And maybe once you get a feel for it, you make it a few times, and you decide you need to salt it here, you can. I would just say just hold off on it until the end. Once your pasta has cooked for 10 to 12 minutes and your roasted produce is done, you'll want to take a fork to this garlic boat and just mash the garlic until it's smooth. And then you're going to add the garlic into the orzo mixture. Does not have to be perfect. You just want it reasonably smooth. The roasting is going to do a lot of the work for you, and you're almost looking for something like a paste. And there's going to be garlic pieces in it. Not a huge deal. And we'll roll with that. And you're going to add that to your orzo. Set that aside, and then you're adding just about everything else. Let's go ahead and add the tablespoon of butter first. A rough guess, that's maybe just a little bit more. And then you'll add your sausage and your roasted veggies. Keep the lemons on there. And the heat should still be on low, just a low simmer still. Set those lemons aside. We are going to need those later. You'll want to add, I would give it a mix at this point. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get everything that you've added in there just a bit. And then you're going to add about half of the lemon zest, and we'll save the rest for later. And when you mix it, if it gets stuck in pieces, when you mix it, you're gonna if it gets clumped, you'll be able to break up the clumps when you go and mix it. And then we will finish with just some Parmesan. let's turn the heat up a little bit, get this mixed, and then once we are mixed in here, we can move on to the next step. And you may, when you take out your roasted veggies and and you're finishing up your orzo, that you might not time it perfectly, which is perfectly fine. Just when you mix it all together, what I did just now is I just brought the heat up a little bit to medium, just until I heard it sizzle a little bit, and then continued stirring it, lowered the heat a bit just so that it stayed warm. And then you've got everything, even if you didn't time it perfectly, you've got everything, up to where you want it. And then you're set to go. Season to taste, or salt and pepper to taste. And again, you don't need too much. We did add a lot of butter. We do have the sausage. One more stir, and you'll want to divide the servings in between the bowls. I'm just going to put one serving in this bowl for now, and we'll get a little bit more sausage. And once you have that, finish it just with some lemon zest. You might have to, again, break up clumps, depends on how long the lemon zest has been sitting. Finish with some lemon zest, some Parmesan cheese, and, as promised, the roasted lemon from the side. And you can throw it on there. You can do whatever you want with it. You don't need it if you don't want to. I like it with the roasted lemon at the end. And that's it. We have it. It's a pretty easy meal. I mean, really low on the ingredients. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you tried it. I prefer the orzo over the risotto. With the orzo, I can just let it sit, and it's reasonably simple. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.